Well, folks, Antonio T. Smith Jr. is doing it again.
He's done it again.
Yes, he has. Giving away so much knowledge just to help you succeed, walk out of the middle class, become a multimillionaire. He is giving away his book just for you.
The name of that book, The Richest Man in the Trash Can. You want to make sure you get this book. Here's why.
If you are someone who is tired, frustrated, irritated of the day-to-day schedule of waking up, going to work, going back home, going to sleep just to do it all over again, not being able to spend time with your family, you just got married, you just had kids, or you take care of your parents and you're not there to do it, this is the book for you.
And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This book is free 99. Yes, you heard me. Free 99. Okay? All yours for free.
Yes, free 99. All you have to do is just pay shipping and handling.
That's it.
$9.95 just to get your free book. This book is a life changer. I'm trying to tell you guys, everything in this book is what Antonio taught myself and Grace that enabled us to retire. Yes, we are retired and we haven't even hit our 40s yet.
Woo!
I'm just saying.
I got a few months to go. Don't worry about it.
Shh. Don't nobody need to know that, girl. You don't look it.
That's it.
Go get it. Go get it and walk yourself out of the middle class into the life you deserve. Walk yourself into abundance. Abundance is freedom, and this book is your journey out.
You can plant better.
You can dominate.
And start a minute early. Thank you for being here. First time being here. This is our daily meetings. It used to be private, but during the economic disruption, we opened it up for the public. And now the goal is just for you to steal everything, or give me a word for steal that sounds great. Give me a maybe.
Sure, no pressure there. A word that sounds like steal and means great. Acquire.
Acquire. There we go. Okay, well, it took me a couple of years to figure that one out. You may gently acquire some things that you hear and take them back with haste to your organization and implement them immediately of the unoriginal origin, and then put original spins on them. You may do all of that. The goal is to, this separation is illusion. I don't own anything. No one owns anything. And all is going back to what the back is. We'll just save you that for right now. Other than that, let's start. The first thing I want to do is, I think I'm going to say this every meeting. I'm going to copy and paste it, and I want to say it. I need to unify you all. I need to unify my team. I need to unify your companies. The middle class is the enemy. You're better than the middle class. I need to unify you there. I need you to realize that, okay? The middle class is the enemy. I'm unifying the fight here. I'm not the enemy. Your fear of poverty is not the enemy. And then to make sure that you all have the positive vibe on that, you don't focus on the enemy. You fight for prosperity, okay? All right, go ahead, Phil.
Antonio, another way to say that is, this is out of good to great. Good is the enemy of great.
Good is the enemy of great. Fantastic. My last boss, Chris Goodrum. Well, I had two of them, Paul Goodrum and Chris Goodrum, they were father and son, that owned the Little Caesars that I worked at in 2012. Paul was the store manager. Chris was the owner. So speaking of Chris in this case, he would always say, Antonio, never confuse getting better with desired results. Isn't that powerful? Ooh, I hate it when he said that. Every time I hate something like that, it means it was for me. I can guarantee you that. Never confuse getting better with desired results. Good is the enemy of great. Those two things have the same energy on them. The middle class is the enemy. Good is the enemy of great. You're better than the middle. Don't let no one stick you in the middle class. Most of the world is there, okay, or poverty. You're better than that. You were born for better than that. Now, I don't want you to focus there. I want you to focus, Deanna, on the prosperity. That's the only fight. The fight is not against poverty. You know what I'm saying? Bob Proctor says in The Secret, I don't care how much you think about, poverty. The more you think about it, the more you're going to get it. It doesn't matter if you fight against it. You're just going to keep getting it. He's right. The fight is for prosperity. So what does that mean? That means if you focus on prosperity, you know when to keep your mouth shut and you know when to speak up. If you focus on prosperity, if you got to do 100 push-ups a day, then you understand the push-ups is bigger than the immediate pain you're going to get. The push-ups are somehow freeing your mind to attract better things. You don't need to understand it. You just need to know that that's what you're supposed to do. Did you really need 8 Rice Krispie treats yesterday? Did you? They taste well. They're awesome. Or, I'm not sure if they call Rice Krispie treats all over the world, but marshmallow rice patties. Did you really? Did you really need them? I know they taste like good marshmallow milk, creamy sugar, but if you're fighting for prosperity, you got your head in line. Now, just remember that. New goals. And these goals actually came from Satish, and I want to give them to you. They're actually obtainable, and anywho, let me just give them to you. That's what he sent to me, literally, in WhatsApp. This is personal goals. His personal goals is to free 250 people each. Is that each month, Satish? You getting ready to go right after this section, so I'm gonna let you explain it further. But it's just, I know the third one says, but do you plan on getting 250 each month for free?
Third one is each month. The first one is to get the hang of success. So we have to get 250 freshman level free enrollments. And once we get the hang of it, because if you remember during the summit, I forgot his name, Bradley mentioned, each success gives you sense of accomplishment and motivation to go next. So I wanted to build the stepping stone for myself. And I said, okay, let me get 250 free enrollments to the freshman courses and move on to the next stage where I have to get 250. So there is no time limit to achieve the second goal. But the third one is to get 250 paid customers each month.
Boom. So this is a step ladder of proven accomplishments that changes his mindset, his influence, his leadership, that would then lead to the third goal, which is the ultimate goal in his first phase of goals. Because as a human being who wants more, like Satish, the moment that he gets to 250 a month, he's going to challenge himself, well, why can't I get X a month, right? Something like that. I think that's fantastic. I want to set something similar to you all. We should be liberating. We should be freeing, releasing the shackles. This is 10,500 freshman level. It's there. It's ministry. And we should be offering people that opportunity to learn how to raise $1 million cash and just do all sorts of stuff. We should be liberating people with that. So I want you to shift your focus and just shift it to, while you're fighting for prosperity, you help others fight too. Is that fair? Help others fight too. That's why the free is there. It hasn't always been there. It just happened in the last 5 weeks due to the economic disruption. But while it's here, let's go help people. And all of you are here because you want to help people. I don't know too many CEOs. There are a few. But for the most part, CEOs, crazy entrepreneur, crazy people, because all of you are crazy. In fact, let me just back up. Every single entrepreneur on planet Earth is crazy. You make no sense. You look at fixed things and figure out how to break them and make them better. That is exactly what you do. If I pass the microphone around, I'm pretty sure every last one of you, or most, about 90% of you, would prove to me that you're the black sheep of your family. You don't necessarily have tribal thinking. You don't really go with the grain, because the entrepreneurs don't go with the grain. Those are called employees. Everything about you is crazy. Everything. And you crazy people want to change the world. And I don't know too many entrepreneurs that don't want to change the world. Therefore, let's use those 250, change the world. Grace?
Antonio?
Go ahead, Phil.
Another way to say that is we're hunter-gatherers in a farmer's world. See, ADD is not a deficit. It's not a disorder. It's just we're hunter-farmers in a gathered world. Because think about it. Back in the olden days, us ADD people went out and hunted and gathered while the type B left brainers stayed in the village. Those people are crazy going out there. I'm staying in this village. I hope they're successful because I'm hungry and I want some clothes. And then we become agrarian. Plant in the spring, maintain in the summer, harvest in the fall. And we're going, man, this is driving me nuts. I'm going to pull the pigtails of the girl in front of me to create a commotion so my dopamine and my endorphins start getting in my brain and wakes me up because these people are putting me to sleep. So ADD is not a deficit. It's not a disorder. It was just been mislabeled.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, especially the way they mislabel many people in my community with that. So I'm with you on that one for sure. For sure. I love that. We're hunter-gatherers in a farmer's world. All right. Now let's go create other hunter-gatherers. And I like what he said. Them people are crazy, but I hope they succeed because I'm hungry and I want some clothes. Right? Crazy, but go ahead and win though, so I can benefit. And that's life. Such is life. All of us are doing that right now. Grace?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you, how many 250s do you think that you can get? How long would it take you to get it? But then I was just going to set you up. So would you just like I was going to guide you anyway.
Go ahead.
Go with it.
Go for it.
Let's go for it. Just focus on 250 a month. Don't worry about not hitting it.
Okay.
Don't ever worry about not. Just give your shot. Just move. Just move. If you do what we call failure with our limited thinking, our little brains, it's just the universe telling you your plan wasn't effective enough for that goal. That's it. In fact, I'd rather change that word. Your plan wasn't efficient enough for that goal. Because the universe does everything efficiently. Effectively is getting stuff done. Efficiently is getting stuff done well. The universe is, if I had to describe the universe, it is lazy intelligent. It takes the least amount of energy to do things the most intelligent way possible. That's the truth. The universe uses, every single place, the universe uses the least amount of energy to do something the most intelligent way. In a little bit, I'm gonna let Satish talk, and she's gonna actually identify some of that. He doesn't even know he did it, but that actually makes sense. It's talking about the school. Okay, so bring that up too. Yeah. That's the universe way, the most lazy way to do something extremely efficient. All right, Deanna, same thing for you. Now, you're gonna have no time, Deanna. You're gonna have 50 different things to do. You're gonna be running the operations. For me to give you the same goal as Grace is unfair. Would you agree? Unmute your mic.
Yes, I would agree.
That's right. It's completely unfair. It is. In fact, I should reduce your goal by at least 80%. So I should take 250 and then multiply by 0.8 on the calculator and get that number, and that should be your goal. That's what I should do. Do you think I'm going to do that?
No.
Absolutely not. The reason why is because I want to teach you. I'm going to be careful here, okay? I'm going to be very careful when I say this. I want to teach you how to be me but while being you.
That's scary, but I'm up for the challenge.
The reason I'm saying that is because if I can teach you everything that I know and all my compulsive tendencies to do way too much and still get it done, and then you already know all you know in your gifts, that makes you twice as smart as me. Okay?
Okay.
And that's really what we're supposed to be doing on planet Earth, right? Making everyone twice as smart as us. That's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Now, the goal here is, you make sure that I honor this, is I'm saying you try to be me, but I don't have any words to, I am confined with the limited human being language, or at least just English, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is take all of my strengths, but you have to maintain being you. I don't need you. You are strategic. Well, you're an empath. That's strategic. You're an empathetic, strategic thinker. That's what you are. You're not a strategic thinking empath. There's a big difference.
Can you repeat that for me?
Yeah, I just reversed the words. What you are is an empathetic, strategic thinker.
Okay.
Everything you do flows through your empathy. Everything I do flows through my strategic thinking. To where I would be, although I'm not an empath, but to where I would be, even my empathy is strategic, okay? To where I would be a strategic empath, you would be an empathetic, strategic thinker. There's totally a difference. Right? This using your faith, God will speak to you differently than God would ever speak to me. Because you're an empath. God can tell you stuff without you ruining it. He tells me I'm going to get ahead of God's will. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's facts.
I understand.
That is facts. Yes. And people with empathy can see the future and stuff all nicely and all pretty with marshmallows and stuff on it, because you're not going to do nothing stupid with it. Me, I'm like, me and Reggie can't wait to jump in front of the wheel. Can't wait. Well, you said I was going to do this, and I'm gone. So I want you to do that. Chris said in chat, that's a progressive system for legacy and innovation for growth. Facts, man. I'm all about, that's facts. I am all about legacy and succession. All about it. That's, I want a successive plan. So you got to do 250 as well.
Okay.
Reggie, you got something harder. Before I get to that, 250 free and 250 paid. Now, the paid just simply means that you're giving more access or freedom to those who decide, to go up to $19 or whatever that may be. Right? Keep in mind that it is a $30,000, $30,000, something like that, whatever it is. I don't remember no more. It's written down. It's in the Facebook group.
That was it, $30,030. Mm-hmm. I remember that number.
Yeah, for $59. For $59. Remember, I did that. I did that for the economic disruption for $59. That's pretty cool. If anything, we're just gifting people greatness. And always think about your product that way. The 250 grace, and then 250 paid as well.
Okay.
And then work your way up to figuring out how to do that each month. That came right from a private conversation with me and Satish. I didn't even come up with that. I saw it and recognized the light on it. All right. More is caught than taught.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, you ain't got to have all the lights in your organization. Help me somebody. You ain't the only one. committed or powered by source or whatever you want. Okay. All right. Down it says received. I saw what he texted me privately, and I told him, oh man, that's coming up in a meeting tomorrow. That's the light. You understand? CEOs, just because you didn't think of it doesn't mean it shouldn't be there. I know many of CEOs that shoot down ideas because it wasn't theirs. Now, Reggie, you got something harder. Reggie, what you're going to do is not 250 free or 250 paid. You can help, you know what I'm saying? You can help because you're a helper by nature. What you're going to do is you're going to finish your book. That's going to be the fight of your life. Okay? It is important that your book becomes complete. And when you complete it, I want you to take a week break. Don't think about your book and go back to it again and see if you can add something. Trust me, as an author, once you complete it, it's not done. That's the cool thing about authors. Authors can bend time. While the books are perceived to be written linear from left to right, once you get to the end, you can go back to the past and influence that book. Go ahead, Phil.
Never underestimate the value of a crappy first draft.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's your fight, Reggie. I want your during this journey, I want you to be focused on book and social media content. Fair enough? All right, that's your fight. That's what I want you to focus on. I have my reasons. One of those reasons is because I know, but let me just be real with you. Like your sobriety, you also need this book done for yourself. Major win for you. And you need to know you can do it. Okay? Do your social media stuff, but finish that book. And use social media to do the book. But you need that win. I can see your future, and I know you need that win. Okay? And I'm counting on that win to lift us up in a major way. Fair enough? All right. That's hard, though. It is hard to do your first book. It will be the fight of your life. So, don't let me put difficulty on you, but it will be the fight of your life. I know you ain't gonna let me do it. Go ahead.
You read my lips, huh? Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Ain't nothing hard, man.
Yeah. Ain't that hard. You're right.
Nothing hard.
And reading those lips, that was in large print.
Yeah. Definitely. Now you're absolutely right, man. It's just energy. But fight for it. It's yours. You deserve it. Fight for it. You fight for it, and you go back and you show your people and your community that anything is possible. You do that, you would make a huge difference in this organization. With everything you touch, you would touch it with, I know anything is possible. And I'm counting on that. Cool. All right, Satish.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Tell us all your accomplishments. You're on fire. Bring up some of that stuff. And if you leave anything out, I'll interrupt you and bring it up. Go ahead.
Yes, I was actually thinking on the bigger plan of 1.25 million and then 1,000 members and all that. So it actually got into my head and it became a block in front of me, and I could not see what's the way out. And I started worrying about it. And also I had a discussion with Mayuri. I told her it looks impossible, and I think I have overcommitted to Antonio. I am not sure how am I going to do it. And she said, you need rest. Okay, you just stop everything, listen to music, watch a movie, and then take a break. I am sure you can do it. And
wow.
And you know what I did? I watched Rampage movie.
Mm-hmm. With The Rock? Is that
Yes.
okay? All right. Yeah, good.
and immediately after the movie, I got the idea. No, I have to be Antonio to achieve his numbers. I cannot be Satish to achieve his numbers.
Mm.
So this is what I felt. What am I going to lose if I become Antonio for some time? How it will be, right? Whatever I call Antonio is brutal, or he's hard, or whatever,
All of it.
So he can be a machine gun, or he may be a cannon, or whatever. So I need to be him for a moment to find a way. How can I achieve this? So then I thought, okay, now I don't have to look at anything else. Let me see what is my first step. And this is what I teach in Team 2030. If you have to climb a mountain with 1,000 steps or 100,000 steps, the first thing you do is take the first step and then keep repeating it forever until you reach the top. So for that, we need to identify. I wanted to identify what is my top goal. Is it 1,000 members or 1.25 million? What is my goal? But trust me, this is what came into my mind. 1.25 is not my goal. And then I realized my goal is to become the biggest testimonial of Antonio. That's it. And all these numbers becomes irrelevant in front of that. And then I said, okay, let me take the first step. So first, what can I do? Very easily, get 250. Easy step. Get 250 members for this freshman level. They don't have to pay anything, and I don't have to ask for money. I'm not selling anything. So now how do I get this 250 number? So I went back. We always walk in the path of our success or destiny or whatever. So that journey, when we look back, we actually find the solution. And then I said, okay, my college, my friends, all that circle. So I spoke to my college dean and I told him, I want to help you. He's retiring this month. So I told him, every year, every college gives their dean a memento while they retire. And I told him, I want to turn around that just because you are my teacher. I want to make you give a gift back to the college. He said, that's interesting. That's a very innovative, interesting. This is unique, new. I said, yes, that's why I'm here. I will make that happen. So I had a discussion with him. I told him, I have a mentor. Everybody needs a mentor. I have a mentor. And that mentor is giving away his courses. So I will give it to you so that you can give it to everybody in the college. So that college has 2,000 students. And I also studied in the same college without knowing English. Now, same college cannot evolve where everybody knows English today, right? So they need help to understand Antonio. I told them, I will give you, I offer free help, free support to make sure that everybody understands what Antonio is conveying, what Antonio is teaching. I will do that in your college. So that gives me my brand. I will be able to build my brand by giving away, offering help. And also I'm teaching them how you can follow Antonio, take my help. And once they're able to understand what is there in freshman, they cannot stop going further. I have Sharath. Today I enrolled him to freshman level and I told him, and he's in the senior leadership level in one of the IT company. And we both are working on a lot of logical planning and all that stuff. And I told him, you have to get into this meeting, just come over. And see, I haven't briefed him anything. I gave him the access today and he's here, he's seeing it, right? And so my ultimate goal is to become one of the biggest testimonial of Antonio, which is living. And second thing, take step by step. There is No way. I'm not worried about how much I'm going to succeed, how much I'm going to fail. It doesn't matter. If it is irrelevant, if the failures are irrelevant for Antonio, I'm just behaving like Antonio. Simple.
I hear that? Okay, all right. So I got a lot to say here. Now, Satish, how many people did you get access to? I know you said it, but say it again. How many people did you get access to? You were given I don't want to say too much, but I'll let you say.
Yeah, as of now, 26.
26.
And
that's how many.
Yeah.
Put in no, but how many people not given access to? How many people did they give you? Yes.
Oh, 500.
500. Gave him 500 names and said, "Hey, go."
You can. Yep. My dean told me you can talk to them. I have already told them that you will reach out to them. You can talk to them and schedule webinar or Zoom call or anything. They are all yours. They are all final year graduate students. So next, in 2 months, they will be in the market where employment or new hiring is completely stopped. And these kids,
Yes.
they will come out and they have no idea where to go for jobs. And I want to help them.
Yes. IT is going to get punched in the face for a little bit. That is for sure. That is for sure. IT is a support business.
Little bit is understated.
Yeah, definitely. It is a support business, and it needs businesses with customers because IT is more on a retention model. But if businesses don't have enough retention, the first thing they're going to do is scale back on IT things. It's one of the first things. First thing people are going to do is cut expenses. First things. So IT is going to take a major hit here moving forward, which means, so will IT hire? Yep. There will be some hiring. It's going to be fiercely competitive, and it's going to be a bunch of young people that they can pay less and force older people into retirement. That is exactly what's going to happen because that's how you do business. Is it fair? No. But Satish costs too much. He's been here too long. He costs too much. Let me go get that person I can put on the minimum salary possible. That's how it works. Good job. Fantastic. Few lessons to be caught here. Find you a Grace as fast as possible. Find you a Reggie. Find you a Deanna. Build with them. Grace is employee number 1. Deanna is employee number 2. Build with them. I think Reggie's like employee number. I don't know. Build with them. Okay? And then go find you a Satish to keep them fired up. Who used to think, I should go to a college? Which one of y'all? Grace or Deanna? Which one used to think, I should go to a college and go get their whole college? Which one of you used to think like that? Yep. When last time you thought like that? I'll mute your mic.
I still think like that.
Okay. When last time you executed on it?
Yeah.
I know. It ain't sense. It has nothing to do with your character. This is a good lesson here. It has nothing to do with your character, your work ethic. It has everything to do with the fact that you're busy being busy. Don't forget to dream. Go ahead, Phil.
I have myself found, and I've helped other people find an executive assistant or an assistant by going to the local community college, the ones closest to where you are, and go to the department they're teaching, office management, they're teaching executive assistant. There's some place in every community college where they're teaching that role. And you want to find a B student that needs the money. The A students think they know everything. So you want to tell the professor this, who in your class gets B's and they need money, and find that person to bring on board.
That's actually a great philosophy too, because typically, and I get in trouble when I say this, Satish, but I'm still going to say it because it's still facts. C students run the world. Okay, they do. A students do not. A students typically have very little accomplishments. Their accomplishments are being perfect in test. You can't build a business around that. Let me to Phil's point. When I hire, I do not care about someone's education. And they always lead with it. And I don't care. Your education tells me nothing about you. You think it tells me that you can commit. No, it does not. It tells me you test well. That's all it tells me. And building a business ain't got nothing to do with no tests. Those answers on a Scantron or however you take that test, they're fixed. There is nothing in the business world fixed. It's going to change today. This meeting will nearby be irrelevant today. Before today is over, something in today's business world would have changed to make something I've said irrelevant. It will need to be fixed tomorrow. That's the whole point of daily meetings. So when Phil says, go get a B student that needs the money, right, motivated, right? But those are doers. So you miss, maybe there's so much with doers, they party or something. They don't study as much or whatever. Still a doer. All you gotta do is just flip that energy to the right direction. So I like that. I never thought about that, Phil, but that's fantastic. Always look, ladies and gentlemen, when you start hiring, please don't care nothing about the fact that Antonio has a master's. My master's does nothing for me but writes books. That's all it does. It does nothing else. It just writes books. But what I've accomplished in business since 1996, or the mere fact that I got up a trash can, that has a lot to do with my personality and my drive.
I got a question.
A lot. Go ahead, sir.
I think it's gonna fill in the gaps because I guarantee someone's probably thinking about this right now.
Already.
So
Let me hear
we
it.
get it. But how do we pitch and help people from corporations that go off for standard thinking get that? Because
keep going. My bad. Keep going.
Because I think that's the biggest thing. Like, because as entrepreneurs, we get it, innovation, creativity, and much more. But corporations is more just, this is the philosophy, this is the standard. And it's hard to break them out of that. So let's say you have someone who thinks like us, they be like, I don't think he's up to or she's up to it because of their way of thinking.
Yep. I got you good. Number one, I mean, this is a detailed answer, so you might want to take notes. Well, you're probably driving. You always driving. You can't. Loves Hunterville and can't stand to be there. You just be driving.
Well, I'm actually
going to the money.
Contract out for this one first. I had to write this contract.
Oh, okay. If it waiting for you writing your money down, you be driving. I understand. Chris always driving to the money, y'all. Always driving to the money. Very detailed answer in a bunch of different parts. Let's start in order. For one, don't change people. That's the most philosophical thing I'm going to tell you. Everything else is going to be practical. Accept someone's responses as who they are. It just is what it is. Okay? Now, after that, let's get practical. Interviewing is the most important thing you could possibly do, or hiring. We just call it hiring. You need to ask tough questions. Tough questions. And you need to know the answer to these tough questions. Am I making sense to someone? Answers. Deanna, remind me to bring up 30 days. Remind me to bring up the one funnel away, okay? One funnel away challenge. Just remind me to bring it up. All right, who that unmuted their mic?
It was me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Could you repeat what you just said before you?
Yeah, I got you. Tough interview questions. You need to ask tough interview questions, and you need to know what those answers are. This is just a Google search away. Now, Chris, I'm going to bless you. I asked a series of 15 tough interview questions. My interviews are tough. First off, inside of this, ladies and gentlemen, you need to not hire people just because you need to hire people. I'm getting ready to come back to the corporate world, Chris, and I'm going to tell you how I do that with college students. But in the meantime, let me give you some foundation. Tough questions. One of the first questions I ask is, I'm supposed to get the niceties out the way. How you doing? Okay. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I said, okay, Chris, what's your weaknesses? It's the first thing I ask. One of the first things I ask. What's your greatest weakness? What's your greatest weakness? Now, here are bad answers. I'm late all the time. I've been fired. I find it hard to work with opinionated people. All those are bad answers. You understand? Anything like that. Anything like that is a bad answer. It just is. It just is. So what would be a good answer? Well, you know what, Mr. Smith, my analytical skills are strong, extremely strong. But I find out in my analytical skills, I spend too much time analyzing and not enough time executing. And something I've been working on. See the difference? Basically, what I want to see inside of this question is a high sense of self-awareness. Why would you hire someone, Chris, that's not self-aware? Look at the whole point of your question. We know it. We innovators, we entrepreneurs, but the corporate world people, right? Is that what you said, Chris? The corporate world people, they don't have self-awareness. Why would you hire someone with no self-awareness?
I didn't think of it like that until now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but that actually makes a lot more sense because they're so, I'm trying to see the right way to say this. It's like instead of being their self, they rather follow just a textbook or whatever they're told to do. They're more of following direction than actually knowing who they are.
Right, which is nothing wrong with that. You just need those kind of people on your 90th level of your company. You don't need them too close to you. You understand what I'm saying? They don't need to be on levels 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They need to be way down there as, you know, I don't know. I don't know the job description, but they need to be way down there. They just come to work, do their job. Right? You know what I'm saying? They just come to work, develop the film, whatever, right? Switch the audio, just do what I say. That's on that level. But on your levels closer to you is the more you need innovation and self-awareness and even disagreements. You need all that. The closer you get to you, the more geniuses you need to have. Which leads me to your corporate world when you were talking about it. I poach the smartest people always. Do not confuse smart with what I said about A students. I mean, two different things. When I need to go get A students, it is in a very technical field. Do you understand? It has to be technical. If I want software developed, I went for the A students. I do not care, Chris, if they are super duper executors. I need you to execute in the A that you have because I need the best software. If I want sales, I don't need the smartest person in sales. I don't need intelligence in sales. I need someone that can handle themselves, that can take rejection, and that have high levels of empathy or great listeners. There's a difference here. What I'm saying concisely is the more technical that job is, the smarter book smarts that person should have. You get what I'm saying so far?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially when you talked about sales, because majority of people, I feel like, are afraid of sales because of rejection. So I guess to put it like the thinker that's always systematic and kind of falling, they were like, okay, I don't want to do sell because it's not in position to sell yet and thing like that. But what I found in my own personal opinion is the person who's good at sales is great at adopting on the fly. Like listen to the conversation, key things, and adopting, which is kind of like innovation, versus someone who's like a system. If they get hit with a certain rejection, they like pause. Does that sound about right?
That sounds fantastic, man. That sounds fantastic. You want to be able, for instance, Elon Musk poaches, for lack of a better phrase, the biggest and brightest of Stanford. That's why his private company competes with governments. And as far as SpaceX goes, and even Tesla, you need that, technical positions. You also need doers. The most important thing that y'all can do, I say this all the time, I guess I'll say it again. It is easier to educate a doer than it is to activate a thinker. Very easy for me to educate a doer. To activate a thinker, it's near impossible. Very few people can do both at the same time. Very few people are strategic doers. Grace doer. That's it. She's not. Grace, are you trying to be strategic?
Me?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Am I embarrassing you by saying this?
No.
No, you just.
I just talked to Deanna about this the other day. I just be reminded, hey, I'm gonna do it. Just tell me what to do. So how this doesn't work.
That's it. Grace is the best doer in the company. Do you understand? Guess what Reggie is? Reggie's a thinker that does. But you gotta be careful because Reggie will think, and not do because of perfection. Do you understand? That he's a thinker and a doer, so Reggie fits in well. Go ahead, Phil.
Most outstanding salespeople, approximately 2% of the pack, are relatively unstable individuals. But since they're worth 10 average salesmen and 5 good ones, it behooves you to understand them and adjust accordingly. Number one, tremendous energy drive. They'll work weeks on end. You got to force them to take time so that their body catches up to their drive. They're always selling. If they're not selling you, they're selling the guy at the post office or the waitress in the waiting room. They're terrible with paperwork. They're terrible at investing. Instead of buying 401ks and real estate, they'll buy cars, clothes, and swimming pools. If they convince you that let me try this, and this is something, if they do it, everybody go, how in the heck did he do that? They will kill to get that done. And they're always looking for a home. So if you can provide them with an environment, you can keep those crazy people.
There you go. That's good. That is very good. That is extremely good. You taught me a few things on that one. That is extremely good. And from my experience, I completely agree with that. Justice said, I'm taking that quote, Antonio. It's all yours, man. It is all yours. It is easier to educate a doer than it is to activate a thinker. Boy, I tell you. Reggie said big facts. Reggie is a thinker-doer. But if you let him, Reggie will think himself into perfection if you let him. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, and that reminds me of my homeboy because he has some great ideas, but when it comes to execution, I'm like, okay, come on. But sometimes I have to push him. But what I was about to get to is energy. That's a key thing because when I think about when it comes to sales, it always seems like the best sales have a tremendous amount of energy because it's like, did this right now, it's going to be fantastic and all that. Energy can feel like ET and all that much more. But you don't really naturally buy somebody like saying like, I think this is a great TV. And it really does, when I think of it, comes down to energy, going back to what Phil was saying, like, just impulsive energy, just bouncing all over, because that does kind of go key to key when it comes to sales.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you got to be, some of them people think just because you got high energy, you're going to get the sales anyway, and they get on the phone with you, hey, Chris, how's it going, man? Right, all that stuff, that works. That works. I typically go against the grain there. I find empathetic salespeople. My whole sales team is empathy. Reggie has high levels of empathy. Grace and Deanna has the most. I find high levels of empathetic people and then make them salespeople. Here's a cool thing. Reggie's a thinker doer, but I don't have to push Reggie. I never have to push Reggie. Reggie, wake up, pushed. What I have to do is say, Reggie, just don't worry about it, bro. Just give yourself permission to suck at it. Because his version of suck is a little under perfection, but he thinks it's the garbage. You know what I'm saying? because he's so much of a thinker and he's so much of not a perfectionist, but he's just so creative. He's so creative. He's like a poet. He's like a poet, always poeting things. So creative. But I don't have to push Reggie because Reggie's a doer. I don't have to push Reggie at all. Reggie's just a doer. Mm-hmm.
What you've surrounded yourself with is people who want to help other people. And when you think about it, that's where the good of anything. A good policeman, he became a cop because he wanted to help other people. A good nurse, she became a nurse because she wanted to help other people. A good teacher became a teacher because they wanted to help other people. So that's the common denominator that you've been putting together. A good salesman was a salesman because he wants to help other people. So that's the common denominator runs through most successful, pretty much all successful people when you look at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Facts. Very well spoken. Deanna's a thinker doer. She's a thinker first. She's got some of the best ideas in the organization, and she's a doer. I don't have to necessarily push Deanna. What do I have to do for Deanna? Just have to keep her consistent. Just do it again tomorrow. Yeah. She gets burnt out.
I do.
Yeah, you get burnt out. It's all that thinking. All that thinking burns them out. You know, all that head space that burns them out. But they're the people that want to change the world. Go ahead.
I've actually started realizing what would help me not get burnt out so fast. So I'll recommend this to everybody. Please do.
Is that me cussing you out?
No,
not me cussing you out. Okay, keep going.
No, it's doing a brain dump. When you have so much in your head, the consistency becomes lacking because you get so quote unquote tired. And what we don't realize is mental exhaustion manifests in physical exhaustion. So if you do a brain dump, to do a brain dump, you literally take everything that's in your head and just write it out on the paper. You don't try to organize it. You don't try to get it situated in any particular type of way. You just literally do a brain dump. You literally take everything in your head and just write it out on paper. And then once you have it all out, that way you're not worried about forgetting anything. You're not worried about you don't have all that jumbled in your head. So you no longer have to worry about the mental exhaustion. Now that you have everything written out, you have it over here. And now you can, after you do the brain dump, you go and you organize it. So that has helped me a lot. Just dumping it all out so I don't get exhausted, or in my consistency gets better and better as time goes by.
That's 100% facts. That's 100% fact. That's what made Reggie get traction in his book. I'll give you the sign. You actually answered Law's question. He was asking, how do you dump? You actually answered this question in the middle of it. I'll give you, Kiera said, great point. I'll give you the science behind that. It's two different, when you try to use both parts of your brain like that at the same time, then you're forcing cognitive dissonance upon yourself. The side effect of cognitive dissonance is frustration. It just means that you have one neuron holding two competing ideas. When you try to hold organizing and creating at the same time, these are two competing ideas. And then therefore frustration kicks up and you go, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just done with this. I'll write this book later. You just don't want to do that. Like that's my cognitive behavioral therapy coming out. But that's just what that is. That's just what that is. You just don't force yourself to do that. I got some great points. Remind me right after this call to wish somebody a happy birthday. If I don't, they're going to get real sensitive.
Awesome. And one funnel away challenge.
All right, good. Now, don't forget the happy birthday party. They're going to get like real sensitive about that one. Let's see. Grace and Deanna, I want y'all to work on Brad's leads, and I want you to enroll all of them into the freshman level or whatever level it is, and then pass those leads over to Phil and Susan, okay? You put them in the system since you have access to the system, and then those are going to be their success team. And then after that, he's got it from there, okay? Since y'all got the leads, handle that, get them in there, because once they're leads, just, mention the Raquel's opportunity. If they either say a maybe or don't give him no no's. I don't want to waste his time. Maybe yes, kind of, sort of. He can handle it from there, okay? And then send him name and number and email or whatever information we have. You got it? So let's try it. We got like, okay, good. Got like 160 of them. Once you handle that, then be on his success team. And after that, it's not your business no more, okay? It's not your business. We just get him in the system. But after that, it's not your business. It's his success team. He can run it how he wants. You got it? We're just going to put them in the system so they can be. That's a good point, Law, about being the free. Because if you express interest, you're automatically on a success team. But at that moment, that's when you cross over to his business and let him have his business. You got it? Cool. Outstanding. All right, that's there. Remind me, Deanna, I'm going to release. Okay, it's a bunch I got going on. I got here, take the coronavirus seriously and don't trust Galveston County. But I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Reggie called me yesterday. Grace called me yesterday. Y'all good on that. So I'll just delete that. Y'all know it's crazy out there. My state is crazy. It's in 30 days, you'll be hearing about and judging what we're doing in our state. Just know it ain't these people on this call. Yeah. Reggie, by the way, your mask, did you tell him he got his mask?
So I was going to give it to him today.
Okay. Well, you got a mask. Tell him what color it is.
It's his favorite color.
Suvu. Suvu gang. Yes, sir. It's your favorite color.
I was afraid that you was going to give me the other one.
I started to, but I ain't want to be ugly. Reggie comes from the neighborhood that wore red, and he likes the color red. So I always mess with him about that. Since we're in tech age, is there a vast difference between writing and putting it in a memo on your phone? Yes, there is. There is. Let me take the word vast out, and then just say there's a difference. Okay? I feel very confident to tell you there's a difference. I put plenty of things in my memo. I cannot, as millennial as I am, Law, and you, we cannot deny there is something about picking up a pencil or a pen and writing it. There's something about that motion. I don't know what it is. Maybe something about it creates more of a wrinkle in our brain than just typing. And that's the truth. There's enough scientific evidence to suggest that when you put pen to paper, it sticks in your brain more. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's more labor intensive, but that is a fact. Michelle G says yes. And go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I think part of it it's dopamine production, because with the Parkinson's, I really have to concentrate when I write, and it's actually made me a better writer because it forces me to really concentrate. Now I print. I don't write anymore. I print. And I can print really small and still read it, where before you couldn't read my writing at all. So I think there's a correlation there that has to do with when you put your pen to your paper, there's a production of dopamine that you get, which gives you that connection.
There you go. There's something I say all the time when I walk into Christian circles. So if y'all know anything about me, I typically walk into about 6 different circles of religion plus atheism, which is a religion at this point. No offense if you're atheist, it's just you believe in it so much that you kind of made it a religion. And so I walk into 7 different religious circles. One of these, in Christianity, I have a good way of saying something to Phil's point. I say you don't have to kill Moses so Joshua can lead. And if you know anything about that story, Moses dies and then Joshua takes over. And that's just right. It happens. That's just in fact, the book of Joshua starts off with Moses, my servant, is dead. Now Joshua, get up. Ain't that right, Grace? And cross the Jordan. Be strong. Be courageous. He says that over and over and over again. Reason I'm saying that is because we think in our brains we got to kill tradition to do something new. Moses was the law, the tradition. Joshua was the new leader. You do not have to. I am a millennial. We are killers of tradition, but I don't subscribe into killing tradition so I could do something new. That's why law had no choice but to tell you there is something about putting pen to paper, and Phil just proved it with his Parkinson's. You don't have to kill tradition in order to do something new. Tradition has its place. Traditionalism is bad. Tradition is good. I'll define them both for you real quick. Let me just read this private chat. I still write, okay, no doubt. No doubt. Reggie just said I still write raps versus creating verses off the dome. Go ahead, whoever that is. Oh, Michelle. Go ahead, Michelle.
Antonio, I was just going to say, even, with dealing with the lupus and the memory loss, dealing with that, with me writing, I can remember things a lot better that way as well than just if I just type it or something like that. And I just prefer writing things out than typing them anyway. So it's just,
no doubt.
It is something about it.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Reggie making fun of me on my private messenger. He write raps and poems versus me create them off my dome. That's it. If y'all see me write, I never pick up anything. Anyway, you just have to see it. You have to see the process. But no, you're absolutely right, Michelle. You're absolutely right. But of course, my older folk, y'all get this. I'm kind of stressing this point for my younger folk that, don't kill tradition. Let me explain tradition versus traditionalism. I think this is a very good point here. Justin, here's another quote you can steal. Traditionalism is let me start with tradition. Tradition is the living faith of the dead. Traditionalism is the dead faith of the living. Tradition is the living faith of the dead. Traditionalism is the dead faith of the living. And that's facts. That's true. There's nothing wrong with tradition. And there are great things that our ancestors, whoever your ancestors may be, they have living faith that keep you well, alive, respectable, like saying good morning and all that stuff like that, right? Saying yes, sir, no, ma'am, and having manners. You understand? All that stuff keeps you alive. Traditionalism is, well, this is how we always done it, Phil. See the difference? Phil has an idea. No, Phil, that's not how we do it here. That's traditionalism. Famous last words for a dying organization. That's not how we do it here. No, Phil, that's not how we do it here. That's not how we do it. That's my living faith killing this organization.
Hey, can you, well, I've been moving. I'm trying to type because I just caught that up.
No, I got you.
Man,
I got you.
I'm multitasking.
I got you. Tradition is the living faith of the dead. Traditionalism is the dead faith of the living. So I accidentally misspoke. So when I shut Phil down and say, hey, how we do it, Phil? That's my dead faith that's killing this organization while I'm alive.
Gotcha. I was moving around like, dang it, I need to get
Yeah, man. Yeah. Seriously. You see that a lot in circles of sacred origins. I mean, that could be anything religious. You see it in universities, colleges, anything of sacred origins. You will see dead faith from living people. You will. Because they're protecting how they remember it, and they're not respecting change.
Wait, does that same apply to corporations too?
Absolutely. The way you combat that is you make sure you grow every day. Absolutely. Well, we don't do it that way. Yep. Anytime you hear something like that, run. A few more things. Let's see. Gianna, I pay for this thing. I pay for this app yearly that lets me books in a short version, as many as I want. It's called Blinkist. I need you to make sure that I use this dang old thing. So make sure. Yeah, I mean it's crazy, Grace. I'm paying.
Blinkist?
Yes. I'll show it to everybody. It's
Blinkist is good.
It's
Isn't
really
another
good.
thing, like, is it kind of like Audible, but it's
Yes.
Okay.
It's fantastic. It's good, and I'm a loser. Okay, I'm being a loser. It's that simple. There's no other way to express the fact that I'm just being a loser. There's no other way. I'll show it to you. No, I don't want to register. I want to log in. Darn it. I'm gonna show it to y'all. I'm just being a loser. Don't be a loser like me. I've got these resources, and anyway, I'll show it to you real quick. So here's Blinkist. I just logged into my account for the first time in a year. And I can read any of these books in 18 minutes. 18 minutes. You know, like all these books. This is my current library. All these I can read. Who Moved My Cheese, 10 minutes. They give you the main points. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. You read, all the books are in here. All the books are in here. Deanna, I need you to hold me accountable. I need to read 3 books a day. Those, besides the books that I already read. I need to get my doggone money's worth. I got a yearly subscription. You know what reminded me of this, Grace? They charged my card.
Okay. They sent me a reminder. Hey, we need it. Oh, okay.
Would you mind sharing your access?
Sure will. No
Appreciate
problem.
that.
Sure will.
Thank you.
Marie said I'm killing them, man. I get it. Look, I'm tripping. That when they debited my card though for that yearly subscription, it was just $60 or something like that. It wasn't much, but in my brain, that $60 I wouldn't use it. Now wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You know, I'm gonna get my $60 worth. I need to go ahead and do that there. All right. Signs up with. Oh yes, I want to make it to where the $59, I want to increase to $59.99 membership. Okay, I want to increase that. I want to, or maybe I might need to bring it up in the next meeting. So this is what I want to do. I want to do the one business. Me and Deanna's been working on a one business away challenge. This is what's going to happen here in the near future, y'all. We're going to take people on a 30-day process. At first, this costs thousands and thousands of dollars. It's a 30-day process to where we're going to walk you one day 1, all the way to day 30, and build your business in the most incredible way possible. If you're familiar with the One Funnel Away Challenge by Russell Brunson, it kind of looks like that, okay? But for business, day 1, here's the things, you know, marketing, sales, business, everything. And by 30 days, the goal is, my assumption is you're one business away from being a millionaire, okay? One business away from being a millionaire. We're going to take you through massive, multiple trainings. It's a bunch of them, all in 30 days. It's fantastic. Just giving it to you step by step over 30 days, harder and harder and harder and harder and harder. Maurice said sick. Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Instead of charging thousands of dollars for that, Deanna, I want to add that to the $59.99 course. Write that down. Don't let me forget, because I might get greedy. Write that down. Well, you know, you got to know who you are. You gotta know who you are. I might get greedy. I might think about that money and be like, wait a minute. You know, I think if I add that to $59.99, that will be fantastic. I think if I make that approachable and affordable, that'll be fantastic. Go ahead, Michelle.
So when you said that, it reminded me of something that I said I was gonna tell you. So I got a message on Facebook for Pardon, and he's doing this thing to where, but his is a 14-day trial after free, and then after that it's like $90 something a month after
99.
Okay, but then he's giving away a video reading of 10 times. So I said, because I got that yesterday.
Did you get it? Did you enroll into it?
I did.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Grant Cardone is good. It's good. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Nothing wrong with that. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at him. It's fantastic.
And the 10 times it was like $1.
Well, we typically call it 10x.
Video.
We call it 10x. 10x.
Yeah, 10x. The 10x is it was like $1 for the video of him actually reading the book.
Yep. So I'm glad you said that. So Deanna, every time someone signs up, I want to give away all eight of my books. I have 11, but 8 I didn't co-author. Now, I need to know where to put these at, Maurice.
What's co-author, Antonio? Can you clarify that a little bit, please?
Actually, what I'm gonna do is, man, I'm gonna just give away the digital copy, so it won't cost me anything. I'm gonna give away the digital copy, so it won't cost me anything. That way, I don't have to raise my price. So it's not ebooks; they're just digital copies of long books. Okay, digital copy of long books. Where should I put that at, Maurice? Should I put that? Where do you think I should put that at? Which level? Somebody help them out. Should I give away 8 free books? Free level, $19.99, $49.99, $59.99.
I would say $59.99. Between the $49 and $59.99.
Okay. Who else?
I would say the 19 because that'll entice them to go ahead and bump it up.
Well, that's actually pretty good thinking there. That's actually pretty good thinking. I ain't got no problem with that. In fact, that feels so good, I'm going to just go ahead and keep it there. Well, I don't need no more. I'm just go ahead and keep it there. That feels good. So I ain't mad at that right there. Of course, that means you automatically get it if you get it for $59.99. Yes, Grace.
Okay. So, because of what you just, what Michelle, you just said, the real estate, what we talked about yesterday, are you keeping it where it is?
Real estate stays at at the $19.99.
Okay.
Yeah, real estate. The real estate stays. You want to learn real estate, you upgrade to $19.99, especially the way we doing it. And there's so much more coming. There's so much more coming. I'm not even sure if I ever showed y'all how much more is coming, but there's so much more. Let me see. ATS real estate. There's so much more coming. But anywho. All right, last thing, Deanna. Oh, go ahead.
We're running around here. We got some air conditioning issues that we're dealing with, so I might have missed some stuff. But I would say whatever you're doing, and this could be completely off base because I didn't hear the full conversation, have the person commit to giving a report of what they got out of what they read. That's the quid pro quo. That's a quid pro quo you're giving them. Hey, we got this great deal and everything else. The one thing I ask of you, now whether they do it or not, that'll tell you something about them. You don't have to believe them, but you just challenge them that you want to report on what they got out of what they read. That's good. That's real good. And we can do that in a couple of ways. We can call them, but we can also make it, we can upload them to Thinkific right now. So we get the new platform, and then we can make discussion threads and have it right there. Sure can. Sure can. That was fantastic, Phil. That's fantastic. Very, very fantastic. All right, that's real estate, stays at $59.99. And either the 8 books go to $19.99 or $59.99. I'll keep thinking, Deanna. Last thing for today, I want to release season 8. Second to last thing. Grace and Reggie, you asked me this weekend about how much space for video editing. Real simple. I thought about this after, like 2 days after y'all talked to me. Grace, you can use iMovie on your phone and edit those videos. And then Reggie, you can find the equivalent to iMovie on your phone and edit those videos. You can do it right there. Honestly, like you can do real deal until we get a new Mac. You can do it right there, and it solves that problem. And you have enough space on your phone, or at least it's easier. And actually, you got 128 gigs, don't you, Grace?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, you use 128 gigs. You tripping? You ain't.
No.
I'm talking about on your phone.
Oh yeah. I do it 120 gigs.
Yeah. Your phone is as big as your Mac, and as far as storage. All right, last thing, Deanna. I want to release I'm going to do something weird, and I have this scholar series that I did. It's called What If. I'm going to change the name of it though, but I want to release it as a full season 8 of my podcast, and I want to release it like Netflix, just all at once. And it's different though, because it is a religious argument, which typically is not on that podcast, but it's not religious. It's me doing my, okay, y'all asked me to come into this church thing. Let me tell y'all, let's look at what you're thinking, and let's, it is a very complex 23 lecture of what is your gospel. Now Dave's gonna like this, but what really is your gospel, Dave? If we took out all the books of your New Testament, okay, and I got to say that because everyone doesn't have a New Testament, your New Testament, and it's only Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, then what next would be, yeah, you heard part of it before, Deanna. What next would be the gospel then? So what really is it? And I break it down completely. It is extremely thought-provoking, and I use nothing but facts. And the reason I want to do this, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be released as a full season 8 all at once, because I want to do an introduction that says, listen, if you don't want to listen to this, just go to season 9, okay? Just go to season 9. But here's the reason I want to do it, and Reggie told me privately, Grace, that Android has 200 gigs, your little stupid iPhone. The reason I want to do this is because I'm more Jordan Peterson than anything. And I'm not sure if y'all know who Jordan Peterson is, than anything. And I just like having these intellectual debates and conversations, and I'm not really known for that. And it's so natural for me that, I just want to be more of myself. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I want to do there, and I think that would be pretty cool. So remind me to do that, Deanna, sometime this week. Upload the whole season as one season, but I would need like a 30-second blurb from you to record, or maybe, probably from you and from me. Other than that, there you go. Cool.
Antonio, the title is What is Your Gospel?
It was called What If. I need to work on the title. Title. It was called What If. So what if your Bible only had Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? Then what would you say your gospel is?
So what is your gospel?
Yeah, I guess so. What is? But it's more of what if it only consisted of those 4 books.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So I want to do that, and it's actually pretty cool because it's a lot of stuff in there from Islam, all sorts of stuff up in there. So it's good stuff. There's 23 different lectures, and I did it years ago. It's fantastic, and I've never released it. And I was listening to it the other day, and it's actually fantastic. So I want to release that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying over just a little bit for us. Hopefully you. Oh, hold on. Go ahead. I did say happy birthday already. I did it the 4th time you told me. Okay, is that what you've been telling me? Oh, it's not on this. I had to do it in the text message. Yeah, I had to do it in the text message. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here. I hope you caught a lot of stuff. At least some of you got some quotes for your speeches and things after that. More is caught than taught. This is how we build this business. This is how we go. Don't forget 250. It's best if all of you can go get you a 250 sales cushion. I would tell you that. If you can get 250 sales ahead of this economic disruption, you'll be okay. That's every business in here. If you can get 250 sales ahead of this economic disruption, you will be blessed, especially if those are monthly subscriptions. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better. You can dominate. Thank you, everybody. Love you more, Phil. And we'll see you all on the internet, is what my old Annie would say, with an S at the end. All right, everybody. Have a good day.
I'm not sure if you already know this, but you're already absolutely perfect. You're already absolutely great. And you're already living in massive abundance. The most important things that you have is not what you have. It's not what you do. It's what you know. Because the people who do know what you need to know to leave the middle class, they're in the top 1%, and they control 96% of the world's income. 97% of this world is trading time for money, and that is not the way to become rich, it's not the way to become wealthy, and it is absolutely not the way to leave the middle class. There are 7.8 billion people in the world right now, and they all want to learn how to make money and how to leave the middle class. But the way to become a master at anything is to learn all the rules and then bend them to your favor. Right now in this world, there are 2,057 billionaires. Right now. So if you think becoming a billionaire is impossible, that's 2,057 people that have already proved that impossibility incorrect. And if you think that's crazy, there are 46.8 million millionaires in the world, worldwide right now. Now think about that. 46.8 million millionaires, and that number grows 1,730 millionaires every single day. Money is everywhere. You don't need to max out your credit cards. You don't need to borrow from granddad and grandma. Just look behind me. Look at all the wealth sitting behind me in this junkyard. It's insane how much money is everywhere, and you don't need to go out there and beg, borrow, and steal to get it. You just need to know the rules of making money and how to leave the middle class. Essentially, all you need to know is the algorithm of making money, the rules of making money. All you need to know is what to do and how to do it, and you can leave the middle class. Any industry, yoga, golf, underwater basket weaving, clipping fingernails, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is know how to do it, how to get it done, and then find somebody to teach you how to do it, how to get it done, and you will be able to leave the middle class. If you're not getting my point, it's real simple. Whatever you have up here, as long as you understand the rules of leaving the middle class, as long as you understand how to get money, you can take what's up here and get wealthy from what you already have. Right now, the very thing you know up here is already being searched 1,000 times a second on Google. Someone right now, actually 1,730 people right now are going to become a millionaire from the stuff that you have in your head. Why can't this be you? I mean, it's 1,730 people with your ideas that are no better than you, that are going to leave the middle class, become a millionaire. Why are you not next? So how do we do this? How do we take what you know and apply it to objective money-making secrets and then allow you to leave the middle class? How do we take you from where you are and let you escape to where you want to go? So how do we make all this money, or take all this knowledge from the Warren Buffetts, from Elon Musk? How do we take everything that everyone before you has done, and how do we take all of that and then put it in your head so you can leave a legacy for your family? My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. 32 years ago, I lived in a trash can. That's right, from 6 to 14, I had no running water, no electricity, no anything, and somehow I'm in the top 1% today. Not because I had the right background, not because I had a silver spoon in my mouth, simply because being homeless made me learn how to make money. I retired when I was 29 years old. I'm more than likely younger than you. I'm one of the top 1% income earners in one of the richest countries in the world. What I learned how to do when I was 6 years old was learn how to generate enough money to eat some cookies so I wouldn't die to death from starvation. From there, I learned how to go from cookies to a meal. From a meal to clothes to shelter to everything else that supplied my necessary needs. When I was 6, I was forced to learn how to make money, and now that's what I'm going to do and help you do. I've seen amazing results. I have my own economy, I've homeschooled my own children, and I wrote a book that teaches you every single thing that I know about making money, every single thing that other people know about making money, and most importantly, all the stuff that we don't tell you. Because the truth is, and you know it like I know it, the most honest, the most hardworking, unselfish people on planet Earth live in the middle class. Yet, your honesty, your unselfishness, your devout religion-going self is not enough to get to the top 1%, and that's not fair. The second half of my life has been not about how much money I make, but how I will be remembered from all the money that I have made. And I've been trying to teach everybody how to get out the middle class I'm the crazy guy famous on the internet for trying to create 100,000 millionaires. I've created 8 so far. I got a 9th one on the way, all the way from India. That's pretty cool. And what I want to tell you is something very simple. It's been hard. It's been absolutely hard to help people leave the middle class, not because of the people, because the system would rather keep you being someone else's money instead of you having your own economy and having the money come find and flow to you. It was frustrating because I knew that anybody can make money. And if you knew what I knew, you would change your life. Over the last few years, I've built a large following of over 500,000 people every month that pay me for me to give them advice. Well, that's been exciting for me. And the cool thing is I've created thousands of six-figure earners. I've created millionaires. I've created people who can live their dreams and hold on to their legacies. And now my eyes are on you to create you to what you need to be great. I have been teaching my principles and these principles to hundreds of thousands of people around the world, every country, all continents, and anyone who has taken them seriously, written them down, and applied them have a 100% success rate of leaving the middle class. I've taught these secrets to my following, my inner network, and I've watched them go from 4 figures to 5 figures, 5 figures to 6 figures, 7 figures, all the way to 8. Everything that I've ever learned from millionaire mentors, billionaire mentors, and everything I learned from being homeless, and everything that got me into the top 1%, I have placed inside of a book. To date, it is the longest book that I've ever written, the most best book that I've ever written, and that book is called The Richest Man in the Trash Can, and I'm offering it to you today for free. This book is going to show you how to become wealthy into the top 1% and leave the middle class. This book is going to give you a step-by-step plan if you're 30 years old, all the way to 70 years old, how to get into the top 1%. If you're a teenager, how to get to the top 1%. If you're a millennial, how to get to the top 1%. It's going to teach you how to make 6 figures immediately, teach you how to get to $1 million immediately, and all that good stuff. Plus, I'm going to give you the 36 objective laws of leaving the middle class. Plus, I'm going to give you every last one of my secrets that have made me rich. You have to understand that leaving the middle class is the most important fight that you're going to have in your life. And to be honest with you, and you can kind of relate to this, it almost takes $450,000 a year just to be broke in America. And that's just in America. If you don't leave the middle class, which is actually an illusion, then you are going to have a really hard time. Think about it for a second. Most of you going to be watching this are going to be baby boomers, and you've been sold a bad check. They lied to you. Your retirement was not enough for you to live comfortable, and I'm going to give you this book for free so you can figure out how to triple your retirement and then quadruple your retirement, and then as Grant Cardone would say, 10x your retirement so you can live the life that's worthy of you. I want you to remember that leaving the middle class is the most important battle that you could ever face in your entire life, especially for your family. So consider this video, this book, your friendly tap on the shoulder. I want to send you a free copy of this book because I believe that abundance is your birthright. I believe that abundance is freedom, and I believe that this book is right for you. In fact, I believe in that so much that I will send you the book for free. All you have to do is cover the cost of shipping. I'll eat the cost. I'll take the loss. And all you have to do is get the book and dominate your reality right now and apply the principles so you can be the best person for your life that is yours. Fill out the form sitting right there to the right. Go ahead, dominate your reality. I can't wait to send you my book. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to have you as someone that's been on the journey with me. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better. You can dominate.